The iceberg. You better believe it. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And then Patrick Swayze, film star, has been diagnosed with cancer, I think it is, and he's been given 5 weeks to live. And, you know, the Christian group's reaction to it, you know, the way they call him down, you know, and they're rejoicing that this man has only got 5 weeks to live. They're saying, roll on, die, you wicked, evil man. Well, I'm not saying that he's not got problems. I'm not saying that. But we all have problems. So we need to be very careful before we point the finger. You see, these Christian people, I will guarantee you that they are not following what God says. Very few of them. I shouldn't call them Christian. I've created a new word. And henceforth, I'm planning to, instead of calling all these people Christians, I'm going to refer to them as churchianity. Because that's what it is. Churchianity. It's not really Christians. But you see, if you can grasp how depraved everything is, you will then understand why we are reaching the point where no flesh will be saved alive. Now, in Amsterdam, on the 10th of this month, that's yesterday, they have decided that the police will allow sex in all Dutch public parks. But if owners of dogs let the dogs off the leash, they will be fined. But sex will shortly be permitted. One Florida church has said the solution to our problems is that all its members should have sex every day. You notice how sex, even perverted sex, is here all the time? I didn't just pick these out. That's just, there are loads more. Loads more. Now, as I said, these priests keep telling me that I am satanic. Well, the Vatican have now produced a new list of 7 deadly sins. They include drug abuse, genetic manipulation, morally debatable experiments, environmental pollution, social inequalities, and social injustice, causing poverty and accumulating excessive wealth. Very interesting, isn't it? Did I not just read here a moment ago, you know, that the US Catholic Church paid out $615 million last year for child sex abuse? Well, maybe they should just consider putting it in there as one of the present deadly sins. God says, don't hurt my little children. He says, suffer them to come unto me. And we think, yes, let's make them suffer. That's not what he's talking about. You see, they've added this new list of deadly sins. But if we turn to 1 John and chapter 3 and verse 4, it says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. This is an Old Testament. This is New Testament, coming right up to the end of the Bible. 1 John, chapter 3. Sin is the transgression of the law. And there is only one law in the Bible. Just the one. You break that, you sin. Child abuse is sin. Idolatry with the images in your churches a sin. That's why there will be no flesh saved alive. think that's hard. You see, it says in Leviticus 18:25, and the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. And you see the same thing in Leviticus 20:22, you shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. You see? When we sin, we could consider that this is going into a cup. And the more we sin, the more the cup gets filled. We mentioned immorality, but that's only just one little aspect of it. We go around killing people. Abortion. Millions and millions worldwide every year killed, causing the ground to be cursed to the point that it will spew us out. We heard about bad weather all over the place, and I assure you, that is such a tiny snippet. I could keep doing programs every day with the bad weather that's taking place across the world. It is the penalty for what we are doing. Global warming. What do they do with global warming? Well, just today, the scientists are saying the bad weather that we're having is nothing to do with global warming. The scientists themselves are saying this. We have got a video of the global warming scam. Suggest you go and look at it. You see, our problems go back to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. Now, I counted this up the other evening when I just had the thought to go through Deuteronomy. And there are about 14 verses assigned to the blessings if we obey. But there are 3 to 4 times as many verses devoted to the curses if we don't obey. Now, it isn't that God is being vindictive. Nothing of the sort. It isn't that, He just set up some do's and don'ts to make your life difficult. That's absolute nonsense. In Genesis, if we have a look at Genesis, when he made the man, God blessed them. God did not curse them. God blessed them. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it. He wanted them to have a great time. Eve and Adam had a different idea. They had the same idea that is being pushed down my throat today. We know a better way. God doesn't know what He's talking about. We know a better way. Well, of course we are wrong. Of course we have no clue. We can't go through the whole of Deuteronomy chapter 28 today. We can't do that. But you can just see, if you get yourself a Bible and read it, and stop thinking this nonsense that it just refers to the Jews. It doesn't do anything of the sort. And you will see that the problems mentioned in there are exactly the same problems that are affecting you where you live right now.